The aftermath of Islam Makachev's destruction of Jack Della Maddalena sent a shockwave through the MMA world that still hasn't settled. Fans witnessed something far beyond a simple title defense or a dominant performance. They watched the rise of a two-division force, an athlete stepping directly into the realm of legends. And as the dust cleared, the biggest conversation became the most primal one. Who on earth can stop him now? The community narrowed the list to two names, Kamaru Usman and Ilia Topuria. Two completely different animals, two paths that challenge Islam in entirely different ways, and two roads that now define the future of the UFC's new double champ era. Alexander Volkanovski, one of the only men who ever pushed Islam to his absolute breaking point, didn't hesitate. He pointed at Kamaru Usman as the toughest matchup and made it clear that Usman's performance against Khamzat Chimaev proved he still has the grit, strength, and composure to survive the chaos at the highest level. Volkanovski recognized that Usman's discipline and refusal to take unnecessary risks make him one of the worst possible stylistic nightmares for Islam. A fighter who thrives on control but now may have to fight someone who matches him in composure and exceeds him in championship mileage. But Demetrius Johnson saw something different. He saw the chaos, the speed, the brutality, and the unpredictable rhythm of Ilia Topuria. To him, that fight is the one the world deserves. He believes Topuria could disrupt Islam in ways that cannot be prepared for. Ilia fights like a storm, fast, sharp, relentless. In a sport where a millisecond determines life or sleep, Johnson believes that storm is exactly what could shift the balance. And just when the debates reached their boiling point, Shavkat Rakhmonov stepped forward like a shadow emerging from the dark, reminding everyone that he is still undefeated, still massive, still terrifying, and still the man nobody truly wants to face. With the size of a near middleweight, the composure of a veteran, and the finishing instinct of a hunter, Shavkat forced the MMA world to admit that the 170 division is a war zone, and Islam now stands in the center of it. But despite the noise, the reality is clear. Islam's next opponent will almost certainly be either Usman or Topuria. Two worlds colliding, two styles clashing, two destinies waiting to be written. Ilia Topuria wasted no time igniting that flame. Moments after Islam crushed Jack, Ilia jumped online like a man possessed, firing shots at both fighters. He mocked Jack's wrestling, called him a disappointment, and then turned his attention to Islam with pure venom. He accused Islam of lacking emotion, having no excitement in his style, and claimed with full confidence that he would put the champion to sleep. Those words spread quickly, and Islam heard every one of them. When asked about Ilia's call-out after the fight, Islam didn't flinch. He accepted it with calmness only champions possess. No injuries, no hesitation, no fear. He simply opened the door and invited Ilia in. He warned him that people have promised to knock him out for years, yet they all fell the same way. Islam reminded the world that his wrestling will break almost any man alive and that no one at 170 has been able to stop it, not even Jack, who he crushed effortlessly. But behind the scenes, something even bigger was happening. Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, revealed the massive truth. Kamaru Usman is the next challenger. To Ali, Usman is the toughest matchup on the entire welterweight roster. The championship pedigree, the elite cardio, the wrestling background that mirrors Islam's roots, it all makes Usman the test Islam wants most. A fight not only for the belt, but for legacy, history, and the throne of true greatness. As this drama unfolded, another figure carefully watched from the shadows, Khamzat Chimaev. 4 years, becoming the first Russian double champ was one of his biggest dreams. But Islam reached that goal first. And instead of bitterness, Khamzat showed respect as he congratulated Islam and the entire team. He acknowledged the moment with pride, understanding that regardless of rivalry, history had been made for their country. But the night wasn't all celebration. Chaos erupted outside the cage when Islam's teammate, John Poor, clashed violently with Dylan Dennis. Cameras caught the fight breaking out near the media section as John landed heavy shots to the back of Dennis's head. Security rushed in, restraining Dennis and dragging him out of the arena. In a moment that felt almost symbolic, Dennis was banned from all future UFC events as punishment. Islam later addressed the chaos, saying that when you talk for 5 straight years, eventually someone will make you answer for it. For Dennis, that answer came swiftly. And while the fights inside the octagon stole the night, Dana White added a new layer to the unfolding story. The UFC White House card is approaching, and Dana revealed that the event will not be themed as America versus the world. Instead, It will be a showcase of the greatest matchups possible. When asked if Islam could headline, Dana did not dismiss it. In fact, he hinted that Islam could easily become the main event, especially since both he and Topuria have already shown interest in fighting on that historic stage. The White House card may become the battleground for Islam's next war. But there's another twist. Kamaru Usman trains in Florida, a major advantage since the UFC wants American fighters featured prominently on the White House card, even if Usman is originally Nigerian. This raises the likelihood of Islam versus Usman happening sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Ian Gary criticized Jack's performance and added more fuel to the fire by calling it one of the weakest title defenses in recent memory. And so the world waits. 3 predators circle the throne: Usman, Topuria, and Shavkat. Each brings a different danger. Each brings a different path to chaos. And Islam Makachev, the newly crowned 2-division force, stands at the center of it all, ready to prove why he believes no one at welterweight can stop him. Now it's up to the fans to decide what happens next. Who truly deserves the next shot at the king? Who has the style, the strength, the timing, or the chaos to crack the puzzle that is Islam Makachev? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Kamaru Usman is the true test, or does Ilia Topuria bring the danger that could topple the double champ? And where does Shavkat Rakhmonov fit into this growing storm? Share your predictions, hit like if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more dramatic MMA breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter in this evolving saga.